Good morning, New Jersey. My name is Jay Lassiter, and I'm HIV positive, 17 years, and I am a criminal. Now, the reason that I'm a criminal is because every time I go through this process every morning, after choking down 7 pills every morning, just to make it stay down. So that's why I'm a criminal.
The hearing is scheduled today from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. My role as hearing officer is to ask those in attendance for oral testimony for the record.
What you've done is you've created something. You've created a set of rules for the medical marijuana program. New Jersey doesn't have a medical marijuana program. We have a compassionate use of medical marijuana program. If you want to know where to start fixing these, go back and change the title. Please start there.
Everyone has fingers and toes. No, they don't. I don't have fingers, and if you give me just a second, I'd like you to see this. 30 years I've been using marijuana for pain relief. If that law does not allow me to have unrestricted access to medical marijuana, what I've been using 30 years for my pain, debilitating, puts me on the ground, a 56-year-old man crying on the ground in so much pain, I want to chop my hands and fingers off. This is what I go through every day, unless I use medical marijuana.
I'm just HIV positive. I take a lot of pills every day, but look, I'm healthy. Look at how healthy I am. Look at my robust physique. You want to know why I'm so healthy? Because I'm a criminal. I was a criminal today, I'll be a criminal tomorrow, and I'll probably be a criminal for a very long time. Why? Because you can't get your act together.
Because it's about having compassion for a person that is really ill. And there's nothing else that can help them but that plant. It's not a drug, it's not morphine, it's not Percocet, it's not Perconan, it's not none of those drugs. But I have to have them all because they cannot control my pain.
You need to start worrying about the people. You need to forget about the business of the law and start worrying about the intent of the law, which is compassion. Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
We're nowhere near ready to institute this law. We have no way of knowing where we're going to grow this marijuana, how we're going to open these centers, the type of people that need to be put in place there to be able to run those centers so they're not run illegally.
But excuse me, Governor,
it was given too short a period of time. No,
Governor, the legislature passed it. They said we waited too long, that their people were suffering. Yeah. And they're saying, right, many legislators are saying you're not, Nick Scaturo, the sponsor said you're not implementing it.
It was an unrealistic period of time to implement it when they passed it, and we're going to do it, but we're going to do it in a responsible way.
What is at stake here with these regulations is the relief of people like the McGraths. Thousands, tens of thousands of people across this state support the bill as it was written. They do not support these regulations.
Don is a business owner, Gerry is a nurse, and their son, Sean McGrath, had a rare form of gastrointestinal cancer, and he passed away when he was only 27 years old. For that reason, they've been really involved and continue after his passing to work for the implementation and the passage of this bill.
Cancer. And when his doctor recommended medical marijuana, it really was a lifesaver for us and for him also, because it helped ease a lot of his suffering.
1 whole year and they have done nothing. And not only that, they've put up so many roadblocks and so many holes in this that it's not worth the paper that it's written on. That's how I feel about it anyway.
And we were elated probably for a day or two until we realized, wait a minute, we now have to have regulations, and how do we get this effective? Passing a bill is one thing, making it effective in a real law, an active, implemented law, is totally different.
Why should politicians dictate to physicians caring for sick patients what they should treat them with?
Patients should not suffer needlessly when a viable therapeutic agent is readily available. Patients should certainly not have to go to jail for following the advice of a doctor.
One day, the team of doctors came in and said, I think you should try marijuana. And we all went, what? And because there wasn't anything that was working for him. So we all just looked at each other, well, where are we going to get it?
One of the bigger side effects is that it keeps people in a societal corner where they're going illegally to obtain it, dealing with people who are illegal. I think that's the biggest side effect, is that to get it, for the most part, if you're a patient or not patient, is that you're going to have to go down to some vendor who's already breaking the law and risk your life to acquire it.
He was always apologizing to us. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom, you know, that put you in this situation. And I said, stop apologizing. I don't care if this is helping you, we're going to get it for you. But it really outraged me. We're taxpayers. We're not criminals. All we're doing is trying to help our son, and politicians are telling us, well, you could go to jail. Cops could knock, bang down our door, take his business. I'm a registered nurse. Take my license away because I'm trying to give my son something that's helping him. That was recommended by one of the top oncologists in New York City.
Because he had a compromised digestive tract, he had a hard time even taking some of the pills, the medicines that were given him. When you're constantly nauseous, combination of the cancer, the digestive tract, and the chemotherapy, they give him pills to relieve some of the pain and some of the nausea, he'd take them and throw them right up again. So what he had to do then was use the marijuana, which calmed everything down. Then he was able to take the pills and enabled him to use the pills and for them to be effective. So he used them really in conjunction with the medicines.
But people that are sick that need it, and it does help them, like it did our son, why can't they have it? Why do you have to feel like a criminal? And you don't have to suffer to understand the issue. You know, you don't have to have a son with cancer to understand that people that suffer, they need something. Why can't they have it?
This is Diane Riportella and Mike Olivieri from, these are two patients who were just, overcome with emotion. It was just such a relief and such an overwhelming feeling of gratitude when the marijuana bill passed, and such a feeling of hope that, they wouldn't have to suffer needlessly anymore, and they wouldn't be considered criminals anymore.
It was a great feeling. It was like, wow, I was a part of making this happen. And it was a sense of relief and a sense of triumph. It was the best. It was really a great feeling.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, for short, is a chronic debilitating disease where the muscles all wither, and eventually the brain is able to think, but all the muscles go, including the muscles of respiration. Ultimately, death occurs by lack of breathing.
I've done 10 half marathons, 3 full marathons, and 2 pushed by my girlfriend in a wheelchair. That was the greatest part of my life. I was a fitness instructor also, and I love to exercise. They passed a resolution in New York that July 15 would be considered ALS Day in my honor. And then I have pictures of marathons, and then I went to school for 2 years to be a director of activities for nursing homes. But suddenly, it just started taking away my ability to walk and do things with my hands. So It was a horrifying experience. One visit to the doctor and my whole life changed. The marijuana, I would smoke it and I would be calm within seconds. And for me, it didn't take that much, maybe 2 or 3 tokes to just calm me down and make me feel that I could live again. It gives me a sense of being.
Basically, nothing really works for ALS. If cannabis keeps them comfortable, then so be it. I see no reason not to give somebody cannabis who wants to keep comfortable. I have concerns about the weakness of the THC content for someone like that.
The THC that they're making you by a certain level. That level is not high enough. So that'll make us need to smoke double the amount of marijuana. And we have to buy double the amount. Here, they're only giving me 3 types of marijuana to choose from. Who's to say that one of those types is going to work for me?
It's going to be very expensive to purchase cannabis, and you're going to be purchasing very weak cannabis, and are you going to bother with that, or are you going to go to the street and get it if you can get it on the street?
They are leaving us no option but to go to the outside world to purchase the medicinal marijuana. Do I feel like a criminal? Honestly, no.
We could expect to have medical marijuana available to patients, again, a very expensive inferior quality marijuana, available to patients by the summer of 2011.
I predict that by January of 2012, give or take, we'll start to finally see the law implemented to the point where patients can start to receive cannabis.
If I was your child, or your mother, or a family member, would you not give them what they need?
You put me through hell and say I wear it well. Still I can't believe when you say you're leaving. I am devoted to you and your friends too, with my heart on my sleeve. It's not me that's leaving, devoted to you, your friends too. Will you miss me? So I walk to your house, you still have my car. Like up through the backyards, it won't be as far. Said don't wait up, but there's nothing else to do. Sitting on your boat swing, waiting for you. Devoted to you and your friends too.